Speaker of the U.S. Senate, Bob Dole.
Meet the Press is sponsored by GE. From aircraft engines to appliances, we bring good things to life.
Yes, I have a question about the GE CF6-6 jet engine. If I wanted to engage the cold water tap into the ice maker, do I first light up an entire city block so I can design a plastic panel to withstand the impact of a
34-pound turkey? Or should I first twist the head 16 degrees counterclockwise to allow
enough light for people to see Giovanni Marchesi sing like
a large elephant stuck in a dishwasher?
GE has a simple way to answer some of our customers' toughest questions.
GE Answer Center.
One number gets you in touch with answers and information on any of GE's 250,000 products. Because like everything GE makes, whether it be a jet engine or a refrigerator, GE stands behind it.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
and 365 days a year.
So there's only one call to make the next time you have a question like,
How quickly can a spacemaker microwave?
Travel from Chicago to New Orleans.
I'll be glad to help you with that.
Wonderful.
Terrific.
Thanks. Excellent.
Cool.
quality.
Food is very, very powerful.
It scares me.
It totally controls me.
All I can think about is dieting and being thin.
When I look in the mirror, I feel ugly.
To deserve anyone's love, I have to be thin.
You can be free of your obsession with weight. The Rader Institute, 1-800-255-1818.
Propietario, alegre expedicionario, acaso un gran empresario, pasearse en su nuevo carro.
Cada miércoles y sábado Superloto sortea los millones del gordo para ser nuevos millonarios.
Usted podría ser el próximo millonario.
Péguele al gordo, juegue Superloto.
Every 10 seconds, a home in the United States is burglarized. The truth is, we're more likely to be the victim of a crime in our own home than any other place. How can we prevent it? A good place to start is knowing what a burglar is looking for.
Question number 5, for 4 points. Which one of these statements about burglary is correct? A. Most burglaries are carefully planned in advance. B. Most burglaries are committed by professionals. C. Most burglars want to avoid personal confrontation. The correct answer is C, for 4 points. In fact, most burglaries are committed in daylight by non-professionals who simply see an opportunity and take it. Now for question number 6. In about half of all successful home burglaries, the entry occurs A, through a door with a flimsy lock, B, through an unlocked window or door, C, by breaking a window.
You were correct for 4 points if you answered B. For all our concern about home security, most burglars simply get in through an unlocked window or door. You're home alone for the weekend, or at least you thought you were alone, when suddenly you realize there's a burglar in the house. Question number 7. Which of these things is the best to do? A, try to escape. B, confront him and frighten him off. C, make noise so he knows someone is there. The correct answer for 4 points is A. Don't take chances. The intruder is an unknown quantity. Leave the house, get to a phone, call the police, and let them deal with it.
While most volunteered to sing at the wedding. Now this morning, we're going to hear from Gary Canavello. He's an Italian tenor soloist and an actor. He's joined by Marty Axelrod on the piano. Here is Gary Canavello.
He is now to be among you at the calling of your heart. Rest assured this troubadour is acting on his part. The union of your spirit here has caused him to remain. For whenever two or more of you are gathered in his name, there is love. There is love. Well, then what's to be the reason for becoming man and wife? Is it love that brings you here, or love that gives you life? For if loving is the answer, then who is the giving for? Do you believe in something that you've never seen before? And that is love. There is love. There is love.
And there is Gary Canavello. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Wonderful.
The wedding song.
Thank you very much. On our show today from Three's Company, she's the sheriff and nightclubs all across America, the multi-talented, and the wonderful Suzanne Summeridge.
And forget
It was a good idea. And after about the 17th truckload of tapes came in, we weren't so sure. We received so many thousands of tapes from everyone, from jugglers to baton twirlers to serious actors and actresses. Here's just a sample of some of the things we received.
Light the candles. Get the ice out. Roll the rug up. It's today.
Hello, Oprah. Please give me the chance to be how you show you will understand. But God had a master plan. I'm supposed to be nervous.
This is take one. Never mind. This is take two. Gary Canavello for the Oprah Winfrey Show.
All right. Some great storytelling. In fact, before we meet the people who made our final cut and who will be auditioning here on national television in hopes of landing their lucky break, I want you to meet three. Back in just a moment.
To dream the impossible dream. To fly in beautiful to play with unbearable song. To run where the brave dare not go. To reach the unreachable star.
Surprise people. We'll walk right up to them and say, somebody's got a crush on you, and they're right over there behind that bush. So if you see me anywhere out in public and I've got two guys with me, you'd better run because it might be you. Anyway, Gary fell for Janet when they sang in a review at Disneyland. It's a real fun story, and I'll tell you more about it when we come back right after this. Welcome back. Now, let me set the scene for you if I can. You see, Gary came to us and he says, I've got this crush on this lady, and I'd really like to surprise her and tell her how I feel about it. And they're both singers, and he sang a song to her that is probably one of the most unique songs you'll ever hear, or ever want to hear anyway. This is what happened. Janet Walker. Hi, Janet. How are you? I'm Bob Eubanks.
I can't believe this. It's really you.
Welcome to Infatuation.
Wow, thank you very much.
You're on the air right now.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, you know why?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
well,
you are.
It's great to be here.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Thank
I thought we'd
you.
walk up and surprise you a little bit.
You did surprise me.
Let me tell you, you're going to be more surprised when you see the guy coming out here that has a large, large crush on you. You ready to see him?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here he comes right now.
Okay.
Get him out here.
Oh, my God. It's Joe.
Get in here. Joe?
He doesn't know my name.
Why did you call him
Gary.
Joe?
It's Gary. Gary.
Because you remembered your name. Good. We're off to a flying start, aren't we, Joe?
Yeah. Fine.
Good to see you. Good. Just great. I haven't seen you for a while.
I know.
It's nice.
It's been a while.
You guys want me to leave? Yeah, you do. Shut up. Come over here. You met in a karaoke bar, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You sang a duet together.
Yes, we did.
Blue
yes,
Bayou?
Yes, that's right.
Let me hear a little bit of it. Go. Let me hear. Let me hear a little
No,
bit.
I don't remember the words because the
sure.
words were on the screen, so I don't recall.
Do you remember? I'm going back someday. Come on, sing it. I'll harmonize with you.
Go ahead.
I'm going back someday. Come what may to lose by you.
Oh, it's made in heaven. It's made in heaven. You gave him your phone number.
Yes, because of some business that we might do eventually.
He's got business in mind.
Yeah, I figured that.
Anyway, he's got a crush on you, and what he wants to do is he wants to tell you how he feels, but the best way that he can do it is well, how are you going to do this?
Well,
You want to sing to her? Or?
Yes, I'd like
Oh,
You gonna sing to her?
isn't this going to be romantic? I want you to come up here closer because he's going to sing to you. And I hope these words are meaningful.
Yes, they are.
Oh, I hope so. Go ahead.
Okay.
Janet, dear, I care for you.
Oh.
I'll cheer you up when you feel blue.
God, it's getting me.
So tell me we can try a date, or I'll have to use
Sent chills right up my spine. Wow. So he's looking for an intimate relationship.
I see.
He wants you to ride his horse. He wants you to sing together happy trails down the pastures of life. Are you going to kiss him or diss him?
Am I going to kiss him?
Or diss him?
Well, I'm not going to kiss him.
Let me ask you a question. If someone on national television sang a song to you, stand up for me right here, sang a song to you and ended it with kaopectate, would you go out with him?
No way. No way. Not a chance.
You think she did the right thing then?
Oh, yeah. Even if he knows what chiropractic is, she shouldn't be going out with
You don't know what kaopectate is?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I thought. Okay. Thank you. That's the way we felt about it, too. Hello there. Hey, I want you to meet this Bob Broey. What do you have in common with Bette Midler?
Well, I'm short.
Yeah. Is she short?
She's pretty short.
Is she?
And I'm pretty loud.
Oh, yeah?
I can be very loud. And I'm pretty blunt, to the point. Mostly our attitudes are the same.
Really?
You know,
What do you do to make you feel like a kid?
I roll in the dirt.
Roll in the dirt.
You know what the best part about that stuff is at the beach? Mud slugging.
Is that it? You mean that wet sand kind of
That
stuff?
wet sand,
Yeah.
especially if you've got good distance and good aim.
I'll take your word on this.
I want to remind everybody what happened yesterday. Our studio audience saw Donna's three choices. They voted for one. Take a look at all three men and catch you up. First, Mike, he went through 62 women in the year after his divorce. We think it was 63, but he won't admit to the 63rd one. Bob claims that he can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Gary wishes that he was taller than 5'4", but he doesn't consider himself to be dark and handsome. Now, the audience vote was recorded yesterday. We'll get that a little later. Right now, Donna's going to tell us who she chose.
I chose Gary.
All right, he's backstage. Say hello to Gary Canavello. Hello, Gary. How are you?
Hi, Chuck. I'm fine.
Make yourself at home back there, and Donna will start us off.
Well, we met on Sunday, and he was at the restaurant, and when I saw him, I knew it was him. But he looked a lot older.
He did?
And he's pretty dark, and I didn't think tans were in anymore.
Tans were in?
Yeah, you know, I mean, most people are pretty sun-conscious these days, so it seemed like it was a little more aged from it, I guess. My first impression.
Well, okay. And what was your first impression of her?
My first impression was of her was that she was kind of frumpy, dumpy, and homey.
Gee, oh, wow.
A little mud, huh?
So now what happens?
So we get out of the restaurant, and we're going to this antique mall, and we're going to go shopping. And we're walking around, and he decides his smooth move is he's going to grab my hand to cross me across the street.
Grab your hand?
Women can't cross the street by themselves. I think that's a pretty chauvinistic comment. You know what I mean?
Well, the truth of that, excuse me, the truth of that was that she was going to walk right in front of a truck, Chuck, and I didn't want to damage the truck at all, you know?
I guess his other occupation is traffic police, son?
Yeah, that's all right.
Boy, this is just scathing. Well, so apparently you made it across the street undamaged. Now what? So what happened?
Well, you know, Chuck, I knew the day was shot. I knew the date was shot. We went shopping. So I decided, oh, Christmas shopping. Let's get into that. And you know, it was great because he ended up carrying my bags. That was nice.
Well, that's kind of a chauvinistic thing to do. You use your own words, though, you know. So did you enjoy shopping with her, Gary? And what did you shop for?
We were shopping for Pyrex butter dishes. It was the boringest thing I've ever done in my life. And if I did
Pyrex butter dishes?
Yeah. And I carried her bags because I'm a gentleman, Chuck, and I don't believe in letting women do that.
I am just lost. I really am. So you're out there looking at Pyrex butter dishes, and now what happens?
Well, the reason we met in that area, I thought, is because it's a big wine area. And I thought we'd go to the winery. So we ended up shopping for quite a while, but after that I said...
4.5 hours worth.
I was about history after 2 hours, especially because our tastes were so opposite.
Well, I mean, one Pyrex dish is like another, I suppose. So now what happened?
So we went to one of the local wineries, and I find out that this guy doesn't drink.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. A lot of people don't.
Yeah. No, that's fine. We went to a champagnery, to be exact.
A champagnery?
Yeah.
Is that a word, really? A champagnery? Is that a word? I'll meet you at the champagnery. Okay.
Anyways, I wanted to go into the testing room. I thought he'd shop around in the little gift shop that they had while I went and tested, but he decided that he, too, will go and participate, meaning he would sniff every champagne glass, but not drink any. Which I think, you know, he probably would have jumped off a cliff if I said, I'm going to go do this. You want to do it with me?
Oh, really? I didn't get that impression, but okay. So here you go. I guess you're not. You're smelling, you're sniffing, and she's tasting. So what's going on here, Gary?
Well, I thought it was pretty inconsiderate of her to, you know, insist on going to drink wine. And then the wine server spilled wine all over my leg, and she started laughing, which was even worse. I didn't find any humor in that at all, you know.
I don't know. So
we had dinner.
You've been together a long time. You went
all day.
Now, excuse me. You went to have dinner after this? What are you, crazy?
She likes to eat, Chuck. She really likes to eat.
This guy had a steak and egg on a diet. He's dieting. That's why he's not drinking. He's dieting. And then he has this pasta, cream-filled pasta.
She ate half of my food. I couldn't even... She grabbed half my plate.
And then, of course, non-alcoholic wine, which is like, if you're really trying to diet, you don't want alcoholic or non-alcoholic
I guess
wine.
not.
I wanted to wet my whistle.
So
There's always water.
how did this disaster end?
So this disaster ended because dinner was over and I felt I, did my thing with
Thank God.
doing the date.
Did your thing? How long were you on this date?
It was all day.
12 days
all
or
day.
so.
It probably would have gone on a lot longer if I decided to
It was a week or
let
so.
it go on.
Yeah, well, thank goodness you didn't. Let's take a look and see the audience picture. Thought Gary was perfect, 72%. So I know you don't want to talk about this. Gary doesn't either. Well, Gary, Jim, I'm sorry.
Pretty
This
bad,
didn't work out at all for either one of you, actually.
No, it didn't work out.
Sorry to you too, Donna, but we tried. We're going to be back with another couple in a minute. It'll go better.
Introducing...
Metro, we're at a construction site with a 46-year-old male in full arrest.
This is Metropolitan Hospital. We copy that.
As a result, more victims are being successfully resuscitated than ever before. However, success rates in patients with bradycardia, in asystole, and with certain other dysrhythmias have remained low. Until recently, when these conditions didn't respond to drugs, little could be done before reaching the hospital. And by then, it was often too late.
It's going to be all right, really. How many call my mom?
New technology that may help improve the survival rates of these patients. Non-invasive pacing. Non-invasive or
Experience the ultimate selection in office supplies found here at Bush's Stationery.
Tell them about our gifts.
Sure, and our trained staff is here to answer your questions.
Excuse me.
Hey,
roll the dice.
Cross AT ballpoint pen with lifetime mechanical guarantee, only $9.50.
What Ted forgot to mention is our tremendous selection of Hallmark cards and gift items. Oh, yeah. Ted says that Bush's is in North Hollywood at Valley Plaza and on Lankershim, and we're the perfect place for your holiday shopping. Now get out of here.
Hi, I'm Ted.
And I'm Fred.
At Bush's Stationery, you'll find a complete line of office supplies for this year-end and income tax season.
And a huge selection of Hallmark cards and gift items for that special Valentine in your life.
We also have a professional-friendly staff to serve you.
Day Runner, running mate edition, sale price, only $29.95.
Bush's Stationery. The perfect place for your Valentine's Day shopping.
We're in Burbank at San Fernando and Olive.
Let me get that drool there, Tim, again.
This sucks, Dad. This sucks. You know, Jerry set me up in a Ritz Carlisle and everything. Pools, jacuzzis, and I just have this stupid cabin, this stupid honey.
Jerry this. Jerry that. All you talk about is Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. I've had it with a Jerry bit. No more Jerry. That's it. We're just gonna have to rough it.
That's a pretty good Jerry, Dad.
Hey, thanks, son. I know you like it a lot. We're gonna put a fire in the fireplace, and there's no fireplace, Tim, but that's okay. We're tough. First hunting trip. Hey, guys, come on, man. No honey, no fireplace? What is this deal? Well,
'twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Father James would like to see you in my office.
Have a great weekend.
I will, believe me.
Come on in, Robert. We need to talk.
All right.
I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
What? Did I do something wrong?
No. The company's gone under. We've been losing money for several months now.
What? That's impossible. I do all the books and everything looks.
Hey, look, I know everything looks good, but trust me, we just went under. The company has had a lawsuit, and they took everything we had. I'm sorry to have to tell you this.
I don't understand. How come nobody told me?
Miss Johnson did not want anyone to know. Anyway, that check you have will probably bounce.
What? James, I don't have any more money. I don't have any more savings. I have nothing.
It's a tough life. I'll tell Miss Johnson that I talked to you. You don't need to call her. This is it. It's been nice working with you.
James, I'm serious. I don't have any money. I need some help. My rent is due. My car needs repairs. Come on, you gotta help me. I'll pay you back.
I don't have a dime I can lend you.
You're the vice president of this company. You're not gonna help me. I know you've got tons of money. Because I do the books. You're not gonna help me, are you?
Nope. Sorry. Goodbye.
Oh, my.
Will you tell Roderick Crawford who I am?
Dexter, what are you doing? Do you have any idea who this man is?
Yeah, baby, I do. He's one of them white-collar criminals you hear about on TV. Look at here. There he is. Look at that. Typical lowlife, if you ask me. Look at them beady killer eyes. That tight, lying mouth. How many innocent widows and children have you cheated out of their savings anyway?
Dexter, you idiot. This man is my father.
Let me help you with that, sir. You don't look anything like your daughter, you know. Well, baby, as long as I'm here, might as well get something to eat.
Oh, Daddy, I am so sorry. Why didn't you call her something?
I wanted to surprise my baby.
Oh.
Yeah, give me one of them, sissy bottles. Bottles of sissy water, you know, like that Pierre stuff, you know.
Oh, okay. You want some Perrier?
Yeah, okay, Brad, yeah, I'll take one of those. Tell you the truth, I hate this stuff.
If that's the case, what are you drinking for? Now I could whip you up one of the house specials.
Oh, no. First off, I'm gonna do
baby. In a few minutes, you're going to be Heartbreak Hotel.
You know, you're
No matter how you analyze it, products move the business. Long-term success in a venture such as this will only happen if you have products that are visual, emotional, and consumable. And that's exactly what Nu Skin has. Nu Skin has products in 3 exploding market categories. The first is the hair market. In 1986, Nu Skin International was able to negotiate the exclusive international rights for a product called Nutriol. This product was developed by a 42-year-old European pharmaceutical company. It was introduced in 1981 in France. So successful was that introduction that the product garnered the Best New Product Award that year for all of Europe. It's had increasing sales every year since then, and in fact has never missed becoming #1 every market it's been entered into. The product today has been written up in over 150 media publications since its introduction in the United States by Nu Skin, in such magazines as Health World, Hair International News, and The Robb Report. In fact, Dan Dorfman, in a recent magazine article in New York Magazine, said, and I quote, "You haven't heard of Nutriol yet, but you will," end quote. And Dorfman knows what he's talking about. You see, this product functions in what is predicted by the Wall Street Journal to be a $3 to $5 billion market category. It's an electric-type product. In fact, the results are so hair-raising, I really can't give you all the information about it on this video. You'll need to talk to the person that gave it to you to get the full story on Nutriol. Nu Skin is leading a revolution in skincare. Do me a favor. Spin your favorite skincare bottle around and take a look at the ingredient list. I think you'll be shocked by what you find, because usually you won't find any ingredient list at all. You see, the manufacturer will print that on the box or a piece of paper in the box in hopes that you'll discard that. They really don't care to have you see what those filler ingredients are that have been placed in most skincare products over the last 30 years. Usually the first or second, maybe the third ingredient in almost every skincare product today is mineral oil. Mineral oil is the byproduct of gasoline refining. It's like rubbing 10W40 on your face. It's about the worst thing you can do for your skin. You see, over the years, these major skincare companies that have produced the products that we all know and can name by name out there today have spent multiple millions of dollars on advertising and packaging. That's where the money is spent, creating this illusion about what these products will do for people. The fact is, today, people are becoming aware that the body is made up of water, not oil. We need to rehydrate our skin. We need to take a new approach to skincare. That's exactly where Nu Skin is today. There's been new ingredients discovered in the last 5 and 10 years called humectants, compounds that act like magnets in pulling moisture, water out of the air to your skin all day long. People wrinkle because they dehydrate. Moisture needs to be placed back in the skin. That's the approach Nu Skin's taken today. It's revolutionary. It makes sense. Why put an oil slick on your face when you can hydrate your skin with water and penetrate it with nutrients? It only makes sense. It is the way to go. Our competition is either going to have to change their approach or lose their customers to Nu Skin. In the last 2 to 3 years, there's been much written about this ozone depletion, this greenhouse effect. People are very concerned today about what the sun can do to their skin. They're hearing that they need to cover up. Don't get too much exposure to the sun. Skin cancer rates are skyrocketing all across the United States. This has created a need for products that can protect us from the sun. Nu Skin has a complete line of those products. People are taking ultraviolet hits today like they've never taken before. They're very concerned about it. The sun is deadly. It's not the same game it used to be even 5 years ago. The third category represents the $25 to $30 billion diet and nutrition business. Nu Skin has introduced a new product called Appeal. It represents the first, second generation in weight loss and nutrition. It's starting a new age in this category. You see, there's over 300 powders and cans, and frankly, people are rather powdered out. They're tired of that. Today we live in a convenience-oriented, throwaway, disposable-type society. We've got disposable diapers and paper towels. We've got drive-through fast food chains where we'd rather eat something and throw it away than wash dishes and wash blenders, etc. People today want convenience. That's what this product represents. You simply twist the lid off, add the water, shake it up, punch the straw through, drink it, and throw it away. It's that easy. There's certain features to Appeal that are very important, things that you should know about that separate it from the rest of the market. Nu Skin's the first company in the nation to utilize a new concept called sonic drying. It sounds space age, and it really is. We whip air up to the speed of sound, introduce the wet product, and literally knock the water right out of it. It filter dries as it hits the bottom. What this gives us the ability to do is to put powder in the bottom of a little teeny box, allow that powder to mix easily and taste great without the use of a blender to whip it into shape. It's a great new convenient technology that fits our society today. In addition, included in Appeal are chelated minerals. These are specific minerals that are covered by 35 international patents. They do things that you can't get anywhere else. For instance, in the process of chelating a mineral, the body can get higher absorption rates than it could from any other kind of mineral. In fact, just to let you know, in an iron product that you would normally buy, you'd get about 9 to 10% absorption. By chelating that mineral, you can actually get up to 90% absorption of iron. People don't get sick to their stomach when they take this iron. Most of it's absorbed, not staying around where it shouldn't to make you sick. Dynamic products will do a majority of the work for you. The bottom line is Nu Skin makes products that move people. That's the energy successful network marketing companies run on. People don't get too excited about fire extinguishers and soap, but they get really excited if you have a product that can roll 10 years off their face better than Retin-A. Now that's electric. Name one person who wouldn't want to hear about that. The same with Nutriol, our unique hair fitness product. The same with Appeal. Nu Skin has product lines that are absolutely unsurpassed in the industry. And that means that Nu Skin products all but sell themselves. And that's one of the reasons that this opportunity is going to mushroom and expand and just get bigger and bigger.
Now, great products represent only one half of the equation. The other half has to do with market trends. And the single largest demographic trend of our time is the rising tide of the American baby boomer, sometimes referred to as the graying of America. Now, there's 76 million of them born between 1946 and 1964, and they comprise nearly 1/3 of the entire population. And see, anytime you compress that many people into that short a period of time, they become the absolute focus of the American marketing machine, and they dominate popular business and culture in every stage of life that they touch.
The boomers are not wandering aimlessly through some unknown landscape of life patterns. They're moving step by step down that one-directional pathway of the human life. And if you can anticipate the movement of that lifespan migration, if you can see where the boomers are going based on where they've been, then you can literally see the future. And if you can see the future, you possess the ability to make fortunes. Who are some of the companies who have been hit by this age wave? How about Gerber? In 1940, they were relatively unknown. But by 1955, they had sold 1.8 billion jars of strained baby food. As the boomers took their first steps, Buster Brown and Kinney shoes popped up on every corner. And as the boomers went out to play, Mattel and Hasbro got rich, providing slinkies, hula hoops, frisbees, and skateboards to this energetic young group. In 1957, we built more elementary schools in the United States in 1 year just to handle the glut than we did in any 12-year period before or since. And as the boomers went through their teens, they wanted to hang out. And Dairy Queen, McDonald's, Burger King, and Kentucky Fried Chicken became billion-dollar corporations trying to solve the insatiable appetite of the boomers for hamburgers and French fries. As the boomers moved through their 20s, television shows like Father Knows Best, My Three Sons, and Ozzie and Harriet were replaced by shows like 30-something, L.A. Law, and Married with Children. And Rolling Stone has been replaced by Fortune and Forbes. As the boomers went through their 30s, they went workout crazy. And if you sold home gym equipment, you were made rich. The dollar value of memberships in health clubs went from very little in the early 70s to over $8 billion by 1984. And Jane Fonda's video workout tape has outsold every other non-theatrical video in history since it was introduced in 1982. So the boomers have consistently redefined every single stage of life they've ever inhabited. And an interesting thing happened 3 years ago. The leading edge of those 76 million people turned 40. They're 43 going on 44. And they're wrinkling, and they're aging, and they're losing their hair, and they're overweight, and they don't like it. Not one bit. When the boomers want relief, they want it now. They've been the most consumption-oriented segment of our society for the last 4 decades. They get what they want. They have a penchant for quality. They like BMWs and Calvin Klein jeans more than they like Chevy and Wrangler, and they'll spend top dollar on products that have top quality and give them what they want. And what do they want? They want youth, they want attractiveness, they want good health, they want opportunity, and they want integrity. Well, the boomers are amazing. And this book right here, if you don't have it, you ought to get it. It doesn't matter what business you're in, you should read it. It's called Age Wave by Dr. Ken Ditchwald. He spent his life studying the movement of the boomers through society, and if you want verification about the facts I've mentioned, many of those are contained here in this book. And I just wanted to read one quick paragraph about what he says concerning the boomers. He says, the oldest of the boomers are now in their 5th decade. What will America look and feel like as the boomers migrate through their 40s, 50s, and 60s? What will a midlife crisis be like when it's multiplied by 76 million? What will happen when this generation decides it doesn't like baldness and wrinkles, when it decides not to grow old? Well, we know what's going to happen. The boomers are going to get what they want. He additionally says, we would be unwise to forget that above all else, the boomers are the youth generation. They love their youth, and they're going to do everything they can to take their youth with them into old age. And also, he says that entire industries are going to rise and fall based on this anti-aging, pro-longevity obsession. And let me tell you, folks, these boomers are freaked out about getting old. They want to keep their youth. And like he says in his book, if the boomers have their way, they'll be the first generation in history to take 100 years to turn 50.
If you're wondering how big Nu Skin can become, think about this. It's estimated today that the skincare industry is over $23 billion. But over the next 10 to 15 years, as these boomers begin to age, it's estimated that that market will triple to over $70 billion. You see, we're not talking about cosmetics. We're talking about skincare. See, women are not the only ones that are interested in their skin. Men are coming out of the closet. They don't want to look like the Marlboro man when they're 40, because they know if they do, they're going to look like the old man in the sea when they're 50. And they're concerned about the skyrocketing skin cancer rates in this country. And they know that skincare is not cosmetics. It's a part of one's total health plan. Now think about this. If I have the product that these baby boomers want, and my product is superior to my competition, and I'm priced under my competition, and the market for my product is over $70 billion, all I have to do is get a few points of market share, and I'm bigger than half of the Fortune 500 companies in America. Now, I'll be blunt if I haven't already. You and I both know in network marketing, timing is everything. I believe that you're at the beginning of what will be a billion-dollar company, a company that will pay out over $500 million a year in commissions to people just like you and me. Now, all you have to do is get started today and make up your mind that maybe in the past there have been some things that you've started you haven't finished, but this is one race you're going to finish. And you're going to give it your best for 1 year, you're not going to look back, and you're not going to quit. And when the race is over, you and your family will have achieved financial independence.
Let's talk a little bit about timing. Now's the best time to get involved in Nu Skin, no question about it. But now is also the time for you to decide to start using your own time to your best advantage, to duplicate yourself through others, to franchise your efforts and multiply your time. Of all that we've said on this tape, I'd like you to think most seriously about this, because I've done a little study of my own on how wealth is created in America. The inescapable conclusion is this: as long as you're trading a unit of time for a unit of dollars, you're never going to create wealth. The problem is there's never enough units of time in the day to exchange for units of dollars and make that exchange enough times for you to create wealth. If you're a salesman, there's only so many doors you can knock on in a day. If you're a professional, there's only so many procedures you can perform or so many clients you can talk to. If you're salaried, they're paying you for a block of a year, a set amount of dollars. And if you work for an hourly wage, well, of course we know what you get. It's kind of a cruel thing, you know? We go out there, we get a college education, we get a good degree, we get hired in what we believe to be a good company where we can really invest our time in ourselves and create a career, a future for ourselves. We grab onto that job security. We find ourselves working 50, 60 hours a week. We find ourselves working Saturdays and Sundays. We find out that the corporation owns us, and we're ending up trading our time for dollars, and we feel like we're spinning our wheels. It's a struggle, and it's going to be a struggle as long as you're trading time for dollars. You can't create wealth until you break that equation. I promise you, as long as you're working for someone else, working someone else's dream, you're never going to be able to earn enough or accumulate enough to create wealth. Your employer is always going to maximize his benefit by limiting yours. That's just the law of economics that is out there today in the marketplace. So what's the solution? Leverage. Leverage your time. Or in other words, if you want to think of it this way, franchise yourself through others. Take a little teeny portion of what they produce to yourself as profit. That's how Nu Skin distributors and executives are creating their own personal fortunes. As has already been said in this tape, it only takes 5 people. What can Nu Skin become? The essence of this is you're going to end up controlling your own international business. You'll be pulling income out of Tokyo and Taipei, Toronto, Kansas City, New York, wherever you happen to know individuals who will be excited about the Nu Skin opportunity. We're not talking about a traditional business here. There's no bank loans that can come back and bite you. There's no leases to sign, no employees, no receivables, no payables. It doesn't take $100,000 and lawyers and accountants. All it takes is your own time and energy, your own commitment to create independent wealth for yourself. The best thing about it is it allows you to break that ball and chain deal of trading time for money. With Nu Skin, there are no limits, and I absolutely mean that. Nu Skin gives you the ability to put the mechanics of wealth to work for you, and maybe for the first time in your life. It empowers you to franchise yourself through others and get paid on more than you can do yourself. When's the best time to get involved? Now is the time. The company's hot. Let me tell you where Nu Skin is today. In January of 1989, the company did $2 million that month in sales. It took them 5 years to get to that point. By May of the same year, they did $4 million. They doubled in 4 months what it took them 5 years to accomplish. In September of that year, they did $8 million in sales. And by December, they did over $10 million in 1 month. That's 500% growth in 1 year. Nu Skin International did about $22 million in sales in 1988. In 1989, the numbers will come in at something around $70 to $80 million. Another factor we've got to consider as we decide to get involved with any network marketing company is where that company is in its growth cycle. This is very important. First, the great majority of network marketing companies don't make it. 98 out of 100 network marketing companies fail in the first 2 years, and 1 out of 1,000 actually goes on 5 years and becomes a large, successful company. So the company is well established. If you join Nu Skin today, you're joining a company whose products are being consumed in the marketplace, a company who has been consistently debt-free, a company who has received only positive national media exposure, a company whose management team knows exactly what it's doing. Nu Skin is about to reach a breakout point in its history, a stage of its life cycle that, in marketing terms, is called momentum. As network marketing companies reach 50 million in sales and they go from an obscure item to a popularized item, everything changes. That horizontal growth curve goes vertical. There's no question that Nu Skin's sales and the number of Nu Skin distributors coming on board are going to increase, and increase dramatically in the next 2 to 3 years. This is when Nu Skin will take on 80% of all of its distributors in the next 4 to 5 years. Now is when you get the greatest return and maximize your efforts. I think it's also accurate to say that you would not want to join a network marketing company that's in stability. The deal's done by then. While the company might continue to prosper, and many do, it'll become harder and harder to shake out your share of it. So by any careful analysis, now is the time for Nu Skin. It's an opportunity where you can create a recurring income stream for life. And it's not about hard work.